Hello, Fight fans. It's SoCal Val, and welcome to another exclusive Fight TV interview. Today, I am joined by Alex Wright, all the way in Germany, to tell us all about new European Championship Wrestling. Alex, how are you today?
Very good. Hello, Valerie.
How are you? Everything good? You're in Germany, so tell me, what's the weather like? Over here, it's sunny in California and in Florida.
Well, here it's very, very cold, freezing, raining, so could be better.
That's right.
I'd rather be in the States now, in Florida.
Yes.
Or California.
I'll go to the pool and I'll be thinking of you, Alex. Well, tell us a little bit about your background. Now, doing some research, I realized that you are a second-generation wrestler. Your father, Steve Wright, was a wrestler. Is that right?
Yes, that's true. That's correct. I come from one of the few European wrestling families. My dad, Steve Wright, wrestled internationally, very successful. Over 26 years, he wrestled for New Japan, many, many years. He wrestled for CMML in Mexico. He wrestled for Stu Hart, which is, everybody knows, the father of Bret and Owen Hart. He wrestled for Verne Gagne when they still had the territories in the States. And of course, he wrestled in Europe for CWA, which was the biggest and most famous wrestling promotion at that time. Also, my uncle Bernard Wright, he was a very, very good wrestler, and he wrestled all over the world also. And the mentor of my dad, and so to say, foster father, he was also a wrestler, promoter, and owner of a wrestling school. He also trained the well-known tag team British Bulldogs. And yeah, so to say, I grew up in that family, and was the best thing that could have happened to me.
Awesome. Well, it ran in your family, but what really drew you to wrestling? What do you love about it?
Well, like you said, I'm a second-generation wrestler. I grew up on the road. I mean, in Germany or in Europe, at that time, it was like you traveled from one city to another city, and you stayed there for a couple of weeks in the caravan or in the hotel or whatever. So the best playground for me at that time was when there was no show in the morning. I said, Dad, come on, please, let's go to the wrestling ring. And then, just played around, and he taught me wrestling, and I sneaked in at night to the shows and watched the matches. So, that was the best thing for me. And it was always my dream to become a pro wrestler and step in the footsteps of my father.
Outstanding. Well, you realized your dream, and moving a little forward, you had a 7-year run with World Championship Wrestling, WCW. Very impressive. Can you tell us about your start there? I know you started in 1995, and you were there until the company ended. So tell us about your run in WCW.
Well, how did I came to WCW? It started very funny because Actually, I was very lucky. I was 16, I had my first professional wrestling match in Germany, and I was the youngest wrestler in whole Europe. And I got a lot of media attention, and I was invited to a lot of media talk shows and stuff like that on TV. And at one of those talk shows, I met Sting, Johnny B. Bad, and Alan Sharp. And they just had, at that moment, a German tour, WCW Germany tour, and they invited me to Munich. And since my dad, has been in the business for so many years, he said, hey, kid, you never know what's going to happen. Take your wrestling gear with you. And that's what I did. And that was good because that night, one of the WCW guys was injured. And they asked me if I want to take his spot at the show. And I did. And Ric Flair, which was the booker at that time, he was very satisfied. And he offered me to finish the whole WCW Germany tour. At the end of that tour, Eric Bischoff was there, and without knowing me, and both Ric Flair and Eric watched my match. And after that, they called me in a hotel room and said, hey, listen, kid, we want to bring you to the States. We want to offer you a contract. And then I had to decide at that age, I was like there maybe 17, 18, around that time. I had to decide in 1 week if I take that opportunity or not. Of course I did. And I moved at the age of 18 to the States, which was a very hard decision, of course, but was the right decision to do.
Wow, definitely. And the rest is history. Well, you were given a really amazing opportunity when you were very young in the business, and now you're giving back by starting a wrestling school and giving opportunities to young aspiring wrestlers. So tell us about the Right Stuff Wrestling School. I know it was founded in 2007. So tell us how that came about.
Well, after I fulfilled my first dream, becoming a pro wrestler, I wanted to go back to my roots because, you know, my whole family lived in Germany, and also for my wife, the family was in Germany, and I, you know, wanted to have kids, and the kids should have grandma and grandpa. So we decided to go back to Germany, and I always had my second dream to open a wrestling school and train and support new upcoming talents to make sure that the nice sport of wrestling has a bright future here in Germany and in Europe. And I just want to give back something to the sport, you know, because the sport was very good to me, and you always should be very grateful and thankful.
Definitely. Well, we have so many fight fans that ask us about getting into the sport of professional wrestling or MMA or boxing. So with your wrestling school, what do you look for when a wrestler comes in and they're aspiring to be a superstar?
Okay, first thing my dad told me when I was very, very young, he said, respect the sport, respect the veterans, respect the trainers, the coaches, respect the promoters, and most important, respect the fans. Because without the fans, we don't have any fun in the ring. We don't want to wrestle in front of empty seats in an empty building. So that's the most important thing, have respect. The second thing is, of course, you need passion. You know, you need the love for the sport. You have to have discipline. You must be motivated, and you have to be trustworthy. It's a very important thing between trainer and student, that there's a very trustworthy relationship. And of course, you have to have an iron will in that sport, because it's a tough sport.
Definitely. Well, speaking of sports, we are so excited. We have such a great lineup here on FITE TV of different combat sports, but obviously my love is professional wrestling as well as yours. And new European Championship Wrestling is coming to FITE TV. So tell us about the promotion and what fans can expect from NEW.
Well, first of all, I would like to point out that New European Championship Wrestling, all the wrestlers, and of course myself, are very, very excited to be on FITE TV. I think it's a very big step for our company to be on FITE TV, and we can't wait to be shown there. What can they expect? I really don't want to say too much to the viewers of FITE TV, because I think they should, you know, check it out themselves and decide themselves if they like it or not. But what I can say is we have a very good talent roster. All the guys, all the wrestlers are very, very motivated, very hungry. They always give 100%. And we have storylines, you know, and we have a very unique setting. We have the NEW Hotspot, which is the only individual equipped wrestling hall in all of German-spoken countries.
Definitely.
So
this is going to be awesome. This is going to be exciting. Now, before we leave, do you have any final thoughts for our fight fans that are going to be watching NEW? I figured maybe you can tell us in English and in German.
Well, maybe they remember me. Achtung, Achtung, this is Alex Wright. No, I'm just kidding. No, I miss the States very much. I just want to say thank you very much for the very good time in the States. All the people were always kind to me. And I would be very thankful and grateful if you guys support, of course, New European Championship Wrestling on FITE TV. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you, Alex. I'm so excited for this one. It's going to be a great addition to our already stellar lineup. Guys, you can watch NEW on FITE TV every Tuesday for free at 6 p.m. Eastern, so check it out. Alex, thank you so much.
Thank you, Will. You have a good day.
You too.